The level of corruption that we've now reached in the White House honestly might be unprecedented. And that's not because other presidents weren't corrupt. They were massively corrupt. But it's that in this administration, I think they've gone above and beyond it. I mean, even just the rampant nepotism of like having your fucking daughter and your son-in-law work for you. Like, imagine Hillary Clinton was like, "Oh, I'm gonna have Chelsea be like one of my top advisors." The right would correctly point out, "What the fuck is that's super corrupt." But it goes well beyond just the nepotism. So here's what I would consider a genuine scandal, and think about how much discussion is going on over this versus Stormy Daniels, for example. Jared Kushner and Ivanka Trump earned at least $82 million last year from outside businesses while they worked as senior White House advisors, the Washington Post reported. Unlike previous presidents and aides, neither Donald Trump nor his daughter and his son-in-law have divested themselves from business interests even while holding meetings and negotiating with figures around the world who could impact their private incomes. According to their latest financial disclosure filings, Ivanka Trump earned $3.9 million from her stake in the Trump International Hotel in Washington, yet the RNC and other Republican committees and candidates have spent nearly $2 million of their donors' money at hotels and resorts that enrich the Trumps personally. China approved several of Ivanka Trump's trademarks last month. At the same time, her father was agreeing to drop sanctions against Chinese telecom company Z, or however you say that. Days before Trump's decision, the Chinese government agreed to invest $500 million in an Indonesia theme park resort linked to the Trump organization through a licensing deal. A major Israeli insurer loaned Kushner Company $30 million just days before Jared Kushner visited Israel to work on a peace plan. Early last year, his father, Charles Kushner, pressed a Qatari official for a $500 million loan from a government-controlled investment fund. Weeks after Charles Kushner's request was denied, Jared Kushner backed a blockade of the nation enacted by Saudi Arabia. While Jared Kushner has stepped down from managing the family's business, he retains about 90% of his investments in the real estate operations, according to a Washington Post analysis. So I need you to understand what's happening here. This is mind-numbingly blatant and obvious and in your face. So what's happening is many lobbyists, many people linked to, in control of giant multinational corporations are funneling money to Trump and his family through their hotels, for example. They spend a tremendous amount of money at these places. And of course, the idea is, hey, it's a wink and a nod. I'm going to funnel you millions of dollars, and then when I come to you with an issue in the White House, you're going to be on my side. You know, hey, if I somehow get you $5 million through your fucking hotel, well then, you better be in favor of the specific kind of deregulation I'm asking you for, or the specific kind of wealthy tax cut I'm asking you for, or the specific kind of, gun deregulation I'm asking you for. And we've seen this with a variety of different industries where they just funnel the money through one of Trump's businesses to Trump and his family, and then, wow, lo and behold, they end up doing policy that's biased in favor of those companies. Now, that already is illegally questionable and obviously unethical and massively corrupt. But the thing is, they're also in the process of doing this with foreign governments. Now, you're going to have plenty of hacks who are going to come out of the woodworks when we're talking about U.S. corporations and billionaires in this country, and they're going to say, well, hey, maybe kind of it's unethical, but might not be illegal because you can't prove a quid pro quo and all that stuff, even though it's implied and it's there. But when it comes to foreign governments, well, okay, hold on now. Now you're talking about something that's actually clearly unconstitutional. That's the emoluments clause of the Constitution. The president can't profit from foreign governments because then you're president of the United States and you're compromised by foreign governments, and you can do policies that directly impact and are favorable towards other countries, and it could be at the expense of what's best for the American people. For example, the over $100 billion Saudi weapons deal that Donald Trump did. Well, you're not going to be shocked to find out that Saudi Arabia gave about $300,000 to Donald Trump at one of his hotels. Now, did they actually spend $300,000 when they were visiting and they were at the hotel? Fuck no. That's a bribe. Hey, we're going to funnel you money, and by the way, a lot more of this is to come. You know, we got you monetarily, personally, we got you. And then you do favors for them. And the list goes on with the countries where this happened. Israel's another great example. By the way, Israel also called Trump's team when he was president-elect and got them to call countries at the UN to try to get them to kill, a UN resolution that condemned Israel for their illegal settlements. So they are directly buying favorable policies and influence. Jared Kushner taking $30 million from Israel and then turning around and pushing for the embassy to be moved to Jerusalem? I mean, guys, it is right in front of our fucking faces. The one about Qatar. Was it Qatar? I think it was Qatar. Yeah, Qatar. The one about Qatar is fucking mind-boggling. Is there any way Jared Kushner would have backed the Saudi blockade on Qatar if Qatar had loaned the $500 million to his daddy? The answer is absolutely not. Don't be naive. Don't be a simpleton. So this kind of, corruption is just stunning. I mean, we spoke about it before. Donald Trump had 8 new businesses registered in Saudi Arabia when he was on the campaign trail. This is the way it works, man. This is the way the corruption works. You're going to help out all these different corporations, all these different countries, do policies in their favor when you're elected and when you're president. And then they're going to look out for you. And they're not even waiting like, okay, when Trump gets out of office, we got him. When Trump and his family get out of office. It's when they're in office. They're not even divesting 90% investment still in your company, and you're directly profiting while you're one of the top advisors. It really is stunning, man. They made $82 million. If you think they would have made $82 million if they weren't in the White House and controlling policy, I got a fucking bridge to sell you. $82 million. They had no way they would have made $82 million if they weren't in the position that they're in and they didn't have the power and influence that they do. So they're disgustingly corrupt. Our system is an open oligarchy, and it's honestly laughable.